What's up, guys? Will from revolutionarylifestyledesign.com coming to you today to talk about why you need a mission. And this is going to be one of the most important things that you hear. The mission that you have in life and that you need in life should be the most important thing in your life. Without a mission, you are lost. But with a mission, you have a chance to become greater than yourself. Glory, success, money, women, all these things come with the right mission. There is not one area of your life that will be not enhanced with a successful and powerful mission. You'll be able to endure your bullshit job for another month because you know that paycheck is going to your exit plan. You know, all the things that you loathe in your life, all that pain becomes kindling for the bonfire of success. Your mission gives you an identity. You become the man who accomplishes your mission, the man who envisions himself in a successful place and a good place, and you become that guy. You become that guy on a mission. And that guy is not like 1,000 other people out there who are just shuffling through life, waking up, hitting the snooze button 3 or 4 times, working a job they hate, having a girlfriend they hate, having a boring, shitty, tepid, mediocre fucking lifestyle. Because you're going to be aiming for greatness. You're going to be aiming for better. You are going to be aiming to elevate yourself above where your parents are and where the whole line of your family's been. Because if you're not aiming for that, what the fuck are you doing here? What are you doing in life? Because you dropped into this world. Okay, you don't have a choice about that, but you have a choice about every single outcome in your life. And if you're not trying to be great, why are you even playing the game, right? It's like you turn on a video game and think, I'm just going to be mediocre at this. I'm not going to try and beat this level. Why would you treat life any different? If you're going to try and beat something as trivial as a video game, how can you not be applying that same energy and more of that energy to the game of life and trying to beat the game of life, okay? Your mission is something that you become intoxicated with. It's going to fill a lot of the void in your life like nothing else can, because life is man's search for meaning. In a post-religion world, so many guys out there are lost because they don't have meaning in their lives. If you've read Viktor Frankl, the Holocaust survivor, his book, Man's Search for Meaning, he determined that what helped people survive the Holocaust, including himself, was that they had a vision about their life and they had a meaning about their life that was greater than the suffering that they could endure, than that they were enduring. So if people can survive the Holocaust with a positive frame, you can survive all the suffering and the trivialities of building a business and trying to be great when you have that mission established. I can work 10, 12 hours a day on my website and on various projects because I have that greatness instilled in my mind. And I love what I'm doing. I love talking to you guys. I love helping guys. I want to build the most effective personal development company in the world. And I truly believe that I can do it. And I see it in my head. And I see how the end of my 30s looks. I see how my 40s looks. And if I make it my 50s, and I'm giving it everything I got, okay, to make that happen. And what the mission comes down to is accomplishing your mission, if you have the right mission, is going to lift you up from a life of servitude, a life of mediocrity. It's going to bring you money, and it's going to win your free time back and your pleasure back, and most of all, your freedom. Even where I am now on my journey, I have those things. Okay, I'm making more than I need to live on in Thailand. I've got my time back. I choose to work 10, 12 hours a day, but I don't have to. I can take 2 months off and not lose $1 in income because all my income's passive. Pleasure, I've got women, I've got, drugs if I want to use them. I've got whatever I want in that area, and most of all, I have my freedom. I can literally pack everything I own and be anywhere else in the world at the drop of a hat. I can hop on a plane today. There's nothing stopping me. There's nothing tying me down. What it comes down to, guys, and this is something that you don't hear a lot in the self-improvement community about why the mission is so important, is it is your most effective way to happiness. Okay? That's what it's all about. That's what you got to remember. Your end game in life, what we're doing this all for, the greatness, the vision, the focus, is to be happy. Okay? And a man cannot be happy without putting in a hard day's work, because that's what we're built for. We're built for hunting. We're built for farming and foraging and all this stuff. And if you're not doing that, if you're lazy, if you're just going through the motions, you're not going to be happy. And a crazy thing happens when you focus on your mission and you put your work into something you love. You actually begin to enjoy the work. And even the work that you don't enjoy, like all the technical shit that I have to do on the back end that causes me suffering, I'm happy. I become happy when I finish that stuff. So even when I'm unhappy, I'm still putting that unhappiness towards my mission and towards my goals, which makes that suffering much more bearable. If I was doing it to put it towards someone else's goals and working for someone else and making them rich, it would kill me. And it would kill me like it did when I worked a sales job. And I hated it every single day because I took home 12% of what I earned. I earned $600,000, $700,000, $800,000 a year, or a salesman earns, some salesmen earn $800,000, $900,000, $1 million a year. They take home maybe 10% of that. Okay? When you put all your efforts for yourself and you're building something greater, it makes you happy. And this is why so many guys get caught in the video game world, right? You've got challenges, you've got things to improve, but when you beat the game, you feel that letdown, right? Because at the end of the day, we are born to power through adversity and to fight and to be challenged, and that's what makes us happy. Every guy's, when he plays the video game or plays sports, he's looking for a challenge and he's looking to overcome that challenge. He's looking to win. And that's how you got to approach life, okay? And forget about sports, forget about video games, that's small time shit. You got to apply all that energy into your mission, and then you get the reward. Not only do you get the physical sensations and the physical rewards and the mental rewards, but you get the material rewards. I don't have to make 100 cold calls a day. That makes me happy every single morning that I wake up and I don't have to do that shit anymore. Okay? So if I asked you what your mission was right now, would you have an immediate one-sentence answer? My answer is, I want to build the most effective personal development company in the world. Okay? If you don't have that answer, then you've got work to do. So, how do you develop your mission, you ask? I'm going to give you 10 steps how to do that. But first, I want to direct you to a couple other articles that I have. One is on how to define your mission, and that delves more specifically into how to do it from a business perspective, because 9.9 times out of 10, your mission is going to be a business, because your business is going to solve the majority of your pain points, okay? If you're going to direct your life into one single mission, it has to solve as many pain points as possible, okay? If your life's mission is picking up women, that only solves one point, right? That only solves relationships, and even then, it might not solve it. But if your focus is on building a successful business, okay, that solves poverty, that solves owning your own time, that solves, not having the right clothes. You become more attractive to women. Your family's proud of you. I mean, there's not one area where you don't either solve a problem or greatly enhance it. Even your health. If you don't have the money for good health care, you're not going to be healthy if you get sick. And your mission will be able to provide for that. So there is nothing that money won't enhance or solve for you in your life. And, if that sounds materialistic, sorry guys, but that's the world that we live in. Okay, you need money, and if you want to live well, you need a lot of money. You need to do 6 figures or the equivalent in your country if you want to be able to be comfortable, because otherwise you're always going to be under the gun and stressed about money. So 9.9 times out of 10, your mission is going to come down to a business, and that business should ideally be something that you're passionate about. You don't have to love it like I love my business, but you have to be passionate about it. Like, if you're doing real estate, you got to be passionate about making money off of real estate deals. You got to be able to get high off of closing that deal. Okay. At the end of the day, it's got to be something of that nature. And then you've got to link it to something greater than the sum of its parts. So, being the number 3 real estate agent in your city, it doesn't sound like greatness. Okay. However, if you say you're going to use real estate as the catalyst to become a millionaire by 40, or to have pure financial freedom and be the first person in your family to ever be financially free, that is a fucking powerful mission, okay? Or you're going to use that real estate to build a family dynasty, and your kids are never going to have to worry about money, and you're going to build, and you're going to leverage that selling that real estate into, some type of an empire. Then you are aiming for greatness. Okay, then you have something to work forward to. And even if you don't hit it, if you shoot for the stars, even if you make it halfway, you're still doing better than, the average guy who's just trying to work 9 to 5 just to survive. There's no kind of life. Okay, so have a look at my other articles and my other videos in the mind section of my website on how to actually do this from a business perspective. But for now, I'm just going to give you the mental tools here. So number 1, develop an achievement mentality. This is the first thing you need to do, is make a promise to yourself that from now on, you've transitioned to an achievement mentality. And that means instead of getting high on food, on drugs, on porn, on alcohol, you are going to get high on achieving. And you're going to use the mentalities, the routines, and the structures that I outlined for you to forge laser-like focus in achieving your mission and your goals. The problem with most guys is they're in a pleasure-seeking avoidance mentality, not an achievement mentality. So instead of getting high on achievement as the primary purpose of their life, they are looking for pleasure as the primary purpose of their life. They're just trying to get through the day so they can get home and have a pizza and beer and watch porn or, smoke weed or whatever it is. Okay, when you have an achievement mentality, your primary purpose is getting things done. My primary purpose when I wake up every single day is accomplishing 3 or 4 tasks that I can check off of my Wonder List. Okay, everything I have is super organized down to my Wonder List, and I live to just check off those tasks and be fucking done with things. That's what I get up and do. That gets me more high than any type of drug or anything else, right? The funny thing is, when you focus on an achievement mentality, you can actually enjoy stuff like drugs and girls and alcohol a lot more because you don't become addicted to them, right? It is like a protection for addiction because you are not going to let anything get in the way of jeopardizing your mission. And if one little area gets a bit out of control, it's very easy to cut that off because your primary focus is getting shit done. So anything that's going to majorly affect getting shit done, you're going to be able to cut out. This is the crucial switch that you have to make. And once you make that switch to getting high on achievement over everything else, that is going to be the catalyst for the major change in your life. Okay. Number 2, your plan. If you're reading this site, you need a business and you need a business plan, and you need to be the captain of your own ship. Okay. Start by finding a pain point or a service deficiency or a solution that is in line with your expertise or capabilities. The payoff of a successful business is going to solve the major pain points in your life and give you that freedom and that wealth and that control over your own destiny. And to do that, you need to solve other people's pain points and other people's problems. I chose personal self-improvement for men. When I was 20, I didn't think I would be doing this. The stuff that I've read and the stuff that I practiced on game and on fitness and all this stuff, that was stuff that I was interested in. And, reading this stuff and applying it for over 20 years, I never thought that this would be my business. But after I'd gone through 3 or 4 businesses that didn't work, I found the right thing, because health, wealth, and relationships, that sells. And Sure, there's a lot of competition, but I knew from reading other sites that I was better than these guys. Okay, I don't mean to sound arrogant, but I knew that I was smarter. I could apply concepts better. I could crystallize things and give it to you in, the most applicable, efficient way for getting real world results. I know that a lot of guys are in pain. They don't like their lives, but there is a service deficiency in the personal development community because most guys are selling you blue pill fucking garbage shit that doesn't work, and these guys have never been successful out of any other area that is self-improvement, where they're hustling guys and separating fools from their money. So a guy who's really fucking serious about changing his life has very few places to go, and I knew that I had the tools and the skill set and the intelligence to be able to deliver that to him, and time is proving me right on that. But for you might have a different skill set. I couldn't program a VCR, but if you are an intelligent guy and you've got the web programming skills, there's your service. Okay, that's an in-demand service. It's a portable business. You can do that anywhere in the world. If you're a personal guy and you have sales skills like I did, real estate, selling insurance, shoveling driveway, doing a service-based business that's based on sales and pounding the phone 300, 400, 500 times a day to get clients, that could be your route. If I hadn't found RLD and I hadn't crystallized my vision, I would be back in Toronto doing a service-based business around sales, real estate or insurance or something like that. And I wouldn't be nearly as happy and nearly as fulfilled, but on the flip side, I would be making a lot more money. So at the end of the day, you've got to find a business that solves a demand, where there's a service deficiency and you have expertise or a skill set in that area, or you can learn expertise or skill set in that area. Like, you may not have sales experience, but you're a personable guy, you're mentally tough, that is something that you can learn. Number 3, modeling. Okay, if you're creating a business, model businesses that are already successful in your niche. If you want to invent something, model successful inventors. Because the better you are at modeling, the faster your learning curve will be, because your subjects will have already beta tested millions of failures for you. So when I started my business, I did not read a lot of Manosphere blogs. And when my first year of writing, I didn't even have comments turned on, because I literally didn't want people to comment. Because when I'm reading blogs, I don't read the comments. I don't care about the comments. I just want to hear what the guy has to say. I wasn't showing my face. I wasn't giving audios and videos, because I don't give a fuck about audios and videos. I was writing literally in point form, in bullet points. And I was writing what I wanted to read. Okay, were it up to me, I would just drop articles like that in pure bullet point form about, this is how this works, here's my evidence, and here's what you should do, because that's all I want to read. But I realized that's not what the marketplace wants. Guys want that, and they want that distilled vision, but they also want to hear about my stories, and they want to hear about my emotions and some vulnerability, and they want to be, that they want some emotion in there, and they want videos and audios, and and they want an article that has lots of images and that looks nice. So, and a lot of young guys want to be motivated, and also I have to appeal to a lot of, some articles are written for guys who are just beginning and guys who are just learning, and not everything can be written on an advanced level. So there was all these things where I was off in my market. But looking at the guys who were successful, I was able to take stuff from them and use that and put my own take on it. And by modeling those successful guys, it took years off of my learning curve about building an audience. And my audience has grown quicker and quicker as I've continued to do that. And now I'm at the point where I don't have to model anyone, but it got me to the level where I want it to be much faster. So let's say you're doing real estate, find the guy who's doing well and do whatever it takes to get him to, show you how it's done. Model him. Model what successful guys have already done. Read books about successful guys in your industry and model that. Number 4, desire. Okay, you need a burning, glowing, white hot ember of desire for success, because you're competing with everyone else, and everyone else is willing to work hard. Okay, everyone else wants it, so you need to want it more than they do. You need to be the guy who's like, I am going to fucking do this or I'm going to die trying. Literally, you're like, I am going to do this no fucking matter what. Once you've established that you've used accurate thinking, you've got a realistic goal, you've got a goal where you can model someone else, where hopefully someone else has already blazed a trail in that particular industry. You can see that someone's done it and you have the same intelligence as that person does and the same skill set or maybe more, and you know that it is possible, then you do not fucking quit, okay? You do not quit because you have that desire. You're going to do it or you're going to die. You're going to fucking die trying to make it happen. Once you have that mentality, who can compete with you? How can you possibly not be successful? Because you give it enough time and you put in enough work and you have that desire, you will succeed when you have the right base and you've set up all the factors correctly. You will succeed. Number 5, faith. Okay? Like I said, this is not law of attraction bullshit, I believe because the universe owes me and I'm using positive thinking. No, that is not how it fucking works, guys. I don't know one successful person who believes in that shit. Here's what successful people actually do. They have a realistic goal, okay? They have a goal that solves demand. They have they have a skill set in that particular area. They have all 4 characteristics: an achievement mentality, a plan. They model the right people. They have a burning desire. And then you have faith, okay? And that faith doesn't come from nothing. It doesn't come from the universe owes me to me. It comes from the fact that I'll let you look at my faith. It comes from the fact that I have massive skill sets in my area. I fucked almost 200 girls. I've got 55 pounds of muscle. I have success as an equities trader, success as a salesman, and now I have success in an online business. So I've got health, wealth, and relationships, and I've got skills that 99.9% of guys don't have in that particular area, okay? So I've got the skill set. I've modeled the right guys. I have the desire. I have an achievement mentality. I have a realistic plan for success based on managing the bottom line ruthlessly with realistic monetary goals that I'm continuing to hit. Okay, I have products that are designed for my audience, that are designed for exactly what guys are demanding: how to fuck women properly and how to get laid on Tinder were both my biggest articles, and I wrote books on both of them because that's what the demand wants. Okay, so I have all this accurate thinking and I have the right plan, and time, is rewarding me. So my faith is well earned. Okay? My faith that I'm going to continue to grow is because I have all these things going for me that I can analyze logically, right? If you were trying to make the NBA, okay, this is a good example. I could not ever have faith that I could make the NBA. All the fucking law of attraction and positive intent in the world is not going to make me a 33-year-old 5'10" white guy playing in the NBA. It is fucking impossible. It would be impossible. You could put a gun to my head and say you've got 3 years to make the NBA, and I would fucking die. There is no way that I'm going to do that, right? There's no way that I could. Let me give you another example on law of attraction bullshit. Faith is strong enough you can do anything. Okay, jump to the moon, right? This is horseshit. Faith has to come on top of logic. That's the only time you can have faith, okay? So there's going to be moments in your business where you're feeling down and you're not getting the clients and it's not succeeding the way that you want. So you just remind yourself, look, I've got all these things going. Just have faith. Just keep hammering the phone. Just keep doing 300-400 cold calls a day, and it's going to happen. I can't tell you how many times that happened in my sales career where I'm down, I'm going to miss my numbers for the month, and it's very easy to say, look, what am I doing wrong? At the end of the day, I would just go, hey, man, let's get the cold call numbers up, okay? Just keep at it, keep hammering the phone, and you know what happens? clients start to come in again. Okay? Like magic, but it's not magic. It's faith, but faith based on logic and reality. All right? Number 6, visualization. So this is something that's going to help increase with your faith, and it's going to give you an extra bit of motivation. Now, you're not always going to be able to access a positive visualization, but when you are, it is like you are constantly creating that vision, and that vision will keep you on the right track. Okay, to increase your faith, you need to visualize accomplishing that mission, and the dominating thoughts of your mind will eventually reproduce themselves in outward physical action and gradually transform themselves into a physical reality. This is not, again, law of attraction horseshit. This is creating an image in your mind and constantly changing that to reflect reality. So when I first started RLD, I had this general vision. I saw my name in lights and speaking to guys all around the world. Now, I'm not doing that yet, but that will happen, assuming I live that long. But it's not necessarily going to be my name in lights. It's more going to be like conferences in hotel ballrooms, and I see guys who are doing it now, and I see how that looks, and it doesn't look quite like it did in my head, but it's still there. Okay, I had a vision for a mansion in a tropical locale. You know, it's going to cost $120,000 for a mansion in Thailand or the Philippines. I can't see the exact house, but I can go and look at houses and get an idea of what the houses look like, right? Maybe you use a specific house, okay, that you're going to say, this house is mine. What I'm trying to say is that picturing it in your head, it's not a magical thing that is just the universe is going to create, but it does keep you on that straight line of, okay, I have X amount of dollars, I'm that much closer to this mansion, or I'm that much closer to, speaking on this world tour. They are realistic things that you can see, and when they actually happen, they're not going to be exactly like you pictured. Like, I'm living in Thailand now. This was part of my vision. It's not exactly like I saw in my head, but it is fucking sunny every day, and driving up a mountain on my motorbike is one of the most beautiful things in the world, and that came from visualization. So have like a general picture, or if it's like a specific house that you want, you can have a more specific picture, but use that visualization as a tool to keep you on the right track and to keep you focused and to keep you motivated. Number 7, autosuggestion. What you tell yourself becomes your reality. Again, guys, not law of attraction horseshit. You are the narrative that you tell yourself. If you tell yourself you're a worthless loser, guess how you're going to feel? Like a worthless loser. You tell yourself you're a winner, that's how you're going to feel. Even if you haven't been winning at life, okay? Even if you haven't, maybe you got beat up as a kid and maybe you've never had real victories at life, but you get to a point where you're like, fuck this. Not another single day am I going to live like this. From now on, I'm going to view myself positively. I might not have won in the past, but I'm going to be winning in the future. And then everything's going to start to change around that. And you're able to reframe failures as learning experiences. I failed 5 times in business, and I never view myself as a loser or failure. All I say is that those things just got me that much closer to a winner, to the business that I have now. Okay, that every girl that rejects you is going to get you that much closer to the girl who doesn't. Right? I got to approach 15 girls to get laid. 14 of them, half of them will give me their number. It's going to go nowhere. Half of them won't. That's already finished. So if I get rejected by 1 or 2, 3, 4 girls, I know, okay, just 10 more of these girls I got to approach. Boom, I get laid. All right? So autosuggestion, you tell yourself what you are, and you are reframing to the best of your ability through positive self-talk, okay? Positive self-talk is much more important than positive thinking. Much, 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 much more important. Because you're talking to yourself all the fucking time. Every thought you have comes with a verbal dialogue for the most part. So you need to do that to the best of your ability. Now, if you're just starting out, it's going to be difficult because there's so much negative programming in your head, a lot of which comes from your parents. Oh, I'm worthless. I shouldn't have done that. Oh, I never should have tried. Oh, I'm shit. Oh, I'm fat. All these things, okay? Remember, you have a choice on every single one of those things about how you're going to reframe that. You have a choice about everything that happens to you. If you're going to let that make you angry, you're going to let that make you sad. You are choosing your reality every single day. So you are what you tell yourself, okay? And you got to be able to flip that. It's going to be hard, but think of it as a muscle. It's like going to the gym. You go to the gym 3 times a week for the next 5 years, you're going to be really strong and fit. You reframe negative thoughts 300-400 times a day, you're going to be very mentally fit, okay? So this comes with experience. And when you first start out, you're going to be very bad at it. Okay, if you're a depressed guy, this is not going to cure your depression in one day, but when you are vigilant and you're constantly doing this every day, you're going to notice big improvements. And as time goes on and time goes further, I haven't had a major depressive episode. I can't remember the last time. Compare this to me at 20 when I was, bedridden for weeks at a time for being so depressed. I'm not even in the ballpark of that same guy. And that a lot of that comes down to autosuggestion, right? Number 8, grind. Outwork your competition, okay? That's all there is to it. Let's say you're building your mission and you've got a full-time job. You go home from work, you're going to be working on your mission. Weekends, working on your mission. I did that for years before RRD. I had 2 online magazines before that. At one point, I had a tech startup. All that shit eventually failed. RLD, though, I would do 8 to 10 hours a day as a salesman, making 100 cold calls a day, and then I'd come home and I would write articles. And I would do back end shit on my website, and I would read about SEO, and I would read about AdWords, and I would read about all the shit that I needed for my business. Okay? And I barely had a life for the last year or 2 before I left Canada, because that's what it required. I needed to grind at a level above the average guy. The average guy is going to quit his online business. The average guy doesn't make money online because he's lazy and he's weak. And you've got to fucking grind hard. If you want to make it in real estate in a major city is a cutthroat business. So you got to do what the other people aren't doing. You got to do 400, 500, 600 cold calls a day, every single day. You open up the phone book and you hammer that until you can't see straight. I guarantee you that will make you succeed. All right. When guys ask me how do I get the motivation? How do I do this? At the end of the day, if you're not willing to grind at that level, you just don't want it bad enough. That's all there is to it. If you're saying, oh, this business isn't working, how do I get it working? Are you working 10, 12, 13, 14, 15 hours a day? Are you giving it everything you got? Because if you're not, you don't want it bad enough. You got to fucking outgrind everyone else because your competitors are coming for your dollars. All right? At the end of the day, life is a fucking competition, boys. And if you let someone else outwork you, you're saying, I don't want it bad enough. I'm going to let that other motherfucker have it. Number 9, promise. A mission is a dream with a deadline. And if it's not actionable, it doesn't exist. So in your app, I use Wunderlist for actionable tasks. Write down your mission, write down your timeline for achieving it, your means of accomplishing it in the subtasks, and look at it every day if you have to. I don't have to look at it every day because I'm already running on autopilot every single day, and I have been for a long time. But when you're new, remind yourself what you're doing. You will demand relentless action towards attainment, and you will now promise yourself that to expend this energy, you will promise yourself that you would rather die than fail. Okay? And really mean it. Really mean that, okay, if you've got your mission and you've done what I said and it's a realistic goal and it is possible, you would rather die than fail. Okay? When I failed at my other businesses, they were the result of inaccurate thinking. I was not thinking realistically. Okay? I didn't know how long it takes to make money online. My advertising models were fucked up. The startup, it got to market and it didn't work. All right, because I was trying to create something that didn't exist instead of modeling things that already exist and are already successful. When you have a game plan where other people have been successful, where you can model that, where you have analyzed that you have the required skill set to do that, that means that is a 100% realistic dream. Okay, if you're trying to be a billionaire, shit, that might end in you quitting, because it is very hard to say I would rather do that or die. But when you know it is 100% within the realm of your possibility, it is very easy to say, I promise that I will do this, and I promise I will make it happen, and I would die trying. Because how can you quit when you know it's a real possibility? How can you quit? I would rather die than live mediocre and go back to doing sales. I really would. If you told me I had to do phone sales for the next 25 years to survive, I would put a bullet in my head. I truly, truly mean that, because that is not a kind of life for me. A mediocre, shitty, weak, tepid life. I would rather fucking put a bullet in my head today than do that. Okay? So you need to promise yourself that you're going to do or die on this. You will put everything you have, and you got to approach it like there's a gun to your head. When I'm talking about 400, 500, 600 cold calls a day, that's gun to your head, right? That is, you are fucking in it to win it no matter what. And you're going to do it or die trying, right? Number 10, obstacles. A lot of people are going to get in your way, and your own thoughts will get in your way. You will react to all this in the same way. Just rage, okay? Rage and get rid of them. Someone's in your way, the first thing I think, this motherfucker. I think this person, I want to kick their head in. Okay? Because I'm that serious. When you're really serious and you really want something, it doesn't come as Mr. fucking happy positivity. It comes in, I'm willing to compete and I'm willing to rip fucking faces off to get what I want. The same as if you're competing in football. Look at pro football players. Do they look at like Mr. fucking happy positivity? No, they're going there with fucking battle paint on and they're going to war. And that's the way I view it when someone's standing in my way. I feel fucking rage against that person, that they are trying to stop me from living my fucking dream, okay? And that could be family members, that could be competitors, that could be whoever. Now, I'm not telling you to go beat anyone up. What I'm saying is that you are not going to let those obstacles going to get you down. You are going to fucking get angry and you're going to fight back and you're going to do what you have to do to make it happen, okay? You'll be focused and you will have that single-minded obsession, and you will develop yourself as someone who is strong, and you're going to overcome those obstacles and you're going to reframe failures, and whatever's in your fucking way, you're going to throw it out of your way. People tell me that I'm impatient and I have a bad temper. They're fucking right. Because that's the kind of guy who gets shit done. The guy who's passive and weak and soft and accepting of everything, that's not an entrepreneur. That's a worker. That's an employee, and he's just buzzing around and just, 3 more hours till I get home. Oh, okay, that office manager didn't do their job, and that's no problem. That's not a fucking owner of the company. The owner of the company cares about every fucking detail about what's happening because it's his money. The employee doesn't care. The employee cares about his fucking paycheck at the end of the month. He doesn't care about how good a job he does, and he doesn't care about how well the company's operating. That's not your mentality. Your mentality is obstacles are getting knocked the fuck down, and you become unbreakable, and you build a wall around your emotions if you have to protect yourself, and you are using visualization and auto-suggestion to remind yourself that you're fucking strong, because to make it in the world, you got to toughen the fuck up. You got to toughen up. You got to get out of your middle class, soft, weak, white, mama's boy fucking lifestyle, and you got to grab your fucking balls and step over your dick and make it fucking happen. Okay? Everything that stands in your way. Everything that stands in your way is gone. That's your attitude. That's your attitude, and you're ready to do or die, and you're ready to kick some fucking ass every day, even if you don't feel good. Even if you don't feel good, you're going to force yourself to make it happen. You're going to force yourself to log onto the computer or to get onto the phone. You know, Michael Jordan played one of the best games of his career with a fever that would have put most people in bed, you know, because it was the playoffs. Okay, it was a fever that would have put you in a hospital, and this guy's out there shooting the fucking lights out because that's how he responds to obstacles. And if you want that kind of success and you want to dominate your industry, that's how you have to fucking respond. You need to toughen the fuck up and make it happen. That's it, guys. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. And as always, I wish you all the best.